Now, the Mediterranean migration crisis continues to perplex European Union officials. Now, the European Commission is pledging another $116 million to Italy to help its government there manage the situation. The president of the Commission also informed Italy's Prime Minister that he was setting up a special contact team in Brussels to coordinate with Italian authorities. Migrants from Nigeria, Bangladesh and Guinea account for most of those fleeing to Italy on the way to Europe. A Spanish rescue group is credited with saving 167 migrants drifting in the Mediterranean on a small boat. 13 others, including a pregnant woman, did not survive. Another ship operated by the humanitarian group, Save the Children, rescued some 70 migrants Tuesday who were also attempting to cross the sea in a small boat. For the latest insight on the migration crisis, Joel Millman, a spokesman for the International Organization for Migration, joins me live via Skype from Geneva, Switzerland. Good evening, Joel.
Good evening. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah. Now, let's first start with this 116 million pledge. Do you feel that this is a significant amount that will make a difference?
Yes, of course. I mean, we think any help is significant. We're impressed with some of the speed with which some of the talks have proceeded. Everyone recognizes Italy's not alone. It's a frontline state of Europe, but it's the one that's the closest to the departure site in North Africa. So it's good to see that this is something that Europe recognizes and is eager to help.
And now we also saw this, the Tripoli government officials inviting Italian warships into its territorial waters to support the fight against the human trafficking. Do you make, what do you think of this move? Is it a smart invitation?
Well, warships and armaments, we have never felt are the proper response to poor people trying to better their lives, and they're in the hands of really violent and reckless smugglers now. You hate to see more firepower, but we have to say at the same time the Coast Guard has done an extraordinary job in Libya, saving over 11,000 people already this year. So obviously other facilities, even if they're called warships, of course can be very helpful, but we want to stress that the battle is to save human life, not to engage in combat on the high seas.
And then there was this meeting Tuesday between Italian officials and humanitarian groups that operate migrant rescue ships in the Mediterranean. Now, the Italian officials are threatening to shut them out of the country's ports if they do not sign a code of conduct. Charities fear the 12-point document will limit their capacity to save lives. What are your thoughts on this?
Our thoughts are that anyone who's saving lives is someone we are happy to have part of the equation right now. We understand that NGOs, non-governmental organizations that are doing this kind of work have accounted for about a third of all those rescued on the seas, international waters this year. We're talking about a range of about 30,000 people. It's troubling to see people like this accused of being in cahoots with the smugglers or abetting or creating a pull factor. In fact, they're just people that are trying to recognize a need and are trying to pitch in, and they've done this now for several years. As I said earlier, they do about a third of the rescues, and obviously we don't like the idea that there's already been 2,300 plus drownings this year on that route. We think that to remove anyone who's committed to helping save human lives is probably short-sighted.
I mean, one of the things they say is that some of these rescue ships appear to be colluding in smuggling migrants because they communicate with smugglers. Is that a big problem?
I've never heard of communicating with smugglers being confirmed, and I'm not sure what appears to be colluding could possibly mean. There are obviously the traffickers and the smugglers know that there are groups out there committed to rescuing, and that could maybe embolden them and make them more reckless. But if they have any illusion that this is getting them off the hook for the thousands that have been killed already this year and the tens of thousands over the last 4 years, I think that's mistaken. And I think that groups that save lives are acting for their own impulses. They are not colluding with smugglers.
Well, Joel, as always, thank you very much for your insight.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Joel Millman is the spokesperson for the International Organization for Migration.